Yeah, Nigeria is faced with a myriad of problems, but majorly security. Daily, we hear news of banditry, kidnapping, death. What do you think should be the solution to all these problems?
Some times ago, in the midst of all these things that we were seeing, and even with the threat of, what everybody was doing there, burning police station, doing this, doing that, I went out of my way to go and put myself under training of very senior members of the international community who have experience in these things. And I drew them from a few countries. I begged them that I want to have a small brain wave. Let's discuss. So the issue I put on the table for them was that, gentlemen, great men who are managing Europe from the security angle, are you people not watching Nigeria? Why are you people looking at us with this? Why is this problem unsolvable? What and this? Who's giving us this? The first day we spent 3 hours. The second day, 4. The third day, 5.5 hours. Just diagnosing the Nigerian complex. And you know that only one item stuck out more than any other item. And I'll tell you how it was answered. I'm dashing the country. Again, effort that somebody like Showunmi usually do on behalf of the nation. And top leaders, they told me that, look, mister, your biggest problem in your country, over and above all of the other ones that you all say you see, is the fact that you don't have policing that works. I sat down and said, how does it become reduced to that? Then they told me that, look, in any of these countries that I see that is working, if there is a misdemeanor that warrants being discussed at the level of the highest person in the country, it is the police that is sent there. If a judge in their country, to do anything that begins to make it seem that maybe there's somewhere, it's a police that does the investigation. If somebody is driving on the road in our country and he does not obey traffic light, it's police. And they try to tell me that the connect that makes everybody not to misbehave or do as all humans will do is the strong structure of the policing, which is the person that arrives almost immediately that misdemeanor is seen. You know what they said? So the problem with your country is that there is nobody that stops anything. From the person that is driving on the road without the right paper, he's going to go away because the police will not stop him. From the person that parks wrongly, from the person that steals money, from the person that is making noise, from the person that is fighting, from the person that is carrying arms, from the person that is in possession of smuggled goods, from the person that is stealing, from the judge that is collecting money, you have no police. And they try to explain to me that whatever you do, you must go and build a brand new police force.
Far from the brutal force that the Nigerian police
brand new police force that from the highest command to the rank and file must be infused with a completely new ideology, whereby they understand how central to the functioning of the country their duty. And they also said to me, if you are thinking about it like that, while you are that, please note that you are not going to get human beings that don't stay within your Nigerian complex into that police force. Therefore, do not allow a system to be in place where your police are so impoverished that almost every Tom, Dick and Harry can offer them an inducement. That's the main difference for security. When I said, what about the ones on ground now? You know what he said?
No.
I'll tell you. After playing many simulations, they told me that, look, nations have to give themselves courage to build. Outsiders cannot stop certain level of crime on your behalf. If they bring mercenaries and all of that, and the people of the country are not tired of the bloodletting and the criminalities in the country, they will connive with the criminals who will only make things worse. Because we cannot separate the person that is coming to be the terrorist from the normal person, that's why we now need to be extremely aware that you cannot run a complex country like people are running it without, which was also something that I also contributed to the discussion, a fairly stable identification to a verifiable address system, because it gives you data with which to do a lot of things. And then the final one they added to me is, if you people cannot build a core of leaders who will be Nigerians before their tribe, you will never escape this challenge that is induced by nepotism. And I tell you what they told me. Almost all nations are beginning to think that the hope of the great Nigerian expectation may be an unnecessarily optimistic expectation from black people. I did, what do you people mean? So because the historical antecedent of your country expects that at a certain stage it will be in a certain level. And they dovetailed it to tell me, can you not see what's happening with some of your smaller neighbors and all that? Because frankly, everybody is getting tired. You don't have a core of leaders that are showing promise that they mean well for the people. You have broken down your educational system to such a point that you have even encouraged a culture of people thinking that what's the value of education? They said, you know, these were the kinds of things. So I think that what we need to do is to, as Nigerians, whether we want to be Dudu or Imo or whatever, I don't care. Let us just first tell ourselves that we're not doing well and we need to change. So if you ask me, we need massive investment in reorientation to infuse new hope. And at the back of that massive reorientation will be very, very deliberate punishment to everybody. The orientation is to make people have artisanal changes, because if you do the stick before you do that, you are going to end up just beating everybody. Because really all have sinned and fallen short of glory. That's number one. The second thing is this. Every leader, be a president of a big country, a small country, has but a limited amount of time to inspire people. This Buhari presidency has lost its ability to be believed or to inspire the people. They have mismanaged the goodwill so much. They have even not been careful with their narrative managers and their spokesperson. They have followed the path of speaking at the people instead of reasoning and speaking to the people. Therefore, the trust deficit in the country is too large.
People are complaining the president has refused to talk to us. And he has the address Nigeria.
Well, let me say, like I said, President Muhammadu Buhari by May 29 will be 6 years on this.
No media briefing.
Hold on a second.
All
I'm
right.
not in his party. I don't care what he does now anymore with media briefing. But what I want to say is this. After 6 years, there is no point in trying to make a greyhound out of a small poodle. It's an axiom. I'm not abusing him, neither am I calling him a poodle. What I'm trying to say is that if he is not talking, we can no longer be saying that's what we demand of him. Because let us just accept that he will never talk. The next best thing is that the reason why his narrative and information manager are also that careless? Now, if those ones are careless, is there a reason why he's not rejigging and changing them? If he is somebody who, once he gives you a job, is going to stay on it for the end of them, is that supposed to say that he is unaware of the level of groaning in the country? So, but again, I tell you, and I tell all of us, including myself, let us be careful that we will be unwilling to correct our local government chairman who is close to us. We will be unwilling to admonish our governors who are equally close to us. We will be unwilling to admonish our senators and our House of Representatives who are close to us. But we will all insist that the only one man that must have no peace of mind constantly has to be the individual in the villa. I get the argument that the box stops on the stable, but President Buhari or God, inshallah, President Atiku, my man, or if God says President Yarabi, let me be calling the people that are showing interest, all of them president.
But he
has not said so.
All right, that's true.
You know, I said Atiku has not said so.
Yeah.
I said at the beginning, I said, I'm not one of those ones who listens to whispers, silent whispers. The job of the president, especially the next president, is too serious for anybody to be assuming, for people to just assume he wants to be. No. If you want to be president, tell us you want to be president and tell us why. And give us enough time, even before your party primaries, to engage you on the issues. Let us even hear, even if you want to lie to us, let us hear those lies that we may hold you to it. Because this time around, we're going to question you so much that your lie will be so obvious even to you while you are telling the lie.
What kind of people do you think are behind this so much noise about swagger and swagger that? You just said that the man has not said anything, and I know he hasn't said anything too. But we can see the hands, everywhere.
They all copied that madness from the.
What kind of people are we?
I'm coming to tell you. That's why I'm trying to answer that. They copied that style, and to me, madness, from the era of the attempt to transmute from a military man to a civilian dictator of Abacha, where the script of everybody coming to ask them, beg them, cajole them, run up and down the street, force them, became a style that can be copied. And unfortunately, they don't understand that in a democracy, people will not give you that grace of they will not engage you. Because people at some point are going to feel that he's our president, therefore, so they will speak to those issues that they are not asking you to speak to now when you get on the saddle. And the mindset with which you campaign and try to be president is different from the mindset with which you do the job. The job of a Nigerian president is damn too serious. Only a man who can hit the ground running, like get there today and start getting the job done, can be loved or can be expected to do the job. If Atiku is strong enough, if he is well enough, if he has the appetite, I know that he can hit the ground running. I concede to Bola Tinubu too that his own strength is the ability to build fantastic teams. He has an ability, an uncanny ability to attract very brilliant people around him. There's no point arguing. Fashola and all of that.
They talk about it.
That's for him to come and talk about. Fashola and all of that. The Achilles heels of Bola Tinubu is that Bola Tinubu must hold himself personally responsible for what party democracy and party administration has become in Nigeria. What do I mean? It is Bola Tinubu that everybody is trying to copy by becoming governors and insisting that they are emperors over their parties. Because Bola was the one who became governor in Lagos State and and became the emperor of Lagos. So even though they may be criticizing him in the corner, every damn one of them is only trying to copy him. Unfortunately, most of them are very poor imitation of what he was doing. That's why you see when somebody is a governor, he will insist that he has to produce sex. What the hell is that? We didn't get that even in the First Republic. In the Republic of even Shagari, there was never a time that the president considered himself bigger than the party chairman. These days, small governors of even small states will think that they are even bigger than the entire party. And that created, the flip side is that the few people that, how can somebody even say he wants to own the entire structure of a political party?
Well, you say
not him, I'm not talking about him, I'm talking about all of them. Show me one governor that has ruled from since Tinubu became president, since Bola Tinubu introduced that style, that has not attempted it. So if we had punished Bola Tinubu for it, they wouldn't have been doing it.
And it leaves the party and the government disorderly anyway.
So the point I'm making is that humans are creatures of habit. People will copy their leaders. It is how your leaders are behaving that you are going to think is the right behavior. If you had been punishing them, people would have been running away from those bad behavior. So as far as I'm concerned, if they want to be president, they should come on to the table and tell us. They can come and engage us. We can listen to them if we are convinced about their abilities. But we are not going to be convinced about anybody's ability to do the job only because he wants to be. That will not be fair. Because God forbid that we get to 2023. God forbid we get to 2023. And by 2025, we start to say, oh, go and help us bring Buhari again. Like we are saying, go and bring Jonathan. Like we are saying, go and bring Obasanjo. Like we are saying, go and bring even Yaradua that is dead. Or we're even still saying, go and bring Awolowo. Forgetting that they have played their role and they have gone. We must constantly be looking to the future. So for me, for us to be able to achieve that, we must be constantly looking for who can be better, not a worse replacement for the person that is there now.
Thank you very much, Mr. Showunmi. You are being very, very interesting as usual. Adding a voice to issues in Nigeria. I really find it quite interesting, talking to you today and like never. Today, right now, we put an end to an interview of Free Chat with Mr. Showunmi. Until next time we will meet again. Thank you.